doing, guys? Bam! I'm here for my review for Godzilla. Godzilla 2014 by Legendary Pictures, Warner Brothers. And I don't even know where to start. Like, I can't believe, like, the 2 years that we've waited for this film are gone. It's like the day has come to pass. We have now seen the film. Okay? So, my review, I got my computer up here. I had to take notes. I've seen the movie 3 times now. I'm gonna go see it again next weekend. You know, at the time of this review, what? It's the weekend. It's the weekend. The weekend of release. And we're still waiting at this time to find out how much the movie made. And we're looking close to the $100 million mark for the weekend domestically. That's great. So anywhere between 90, we're around the 90 million mark. Okay, so whatever. Alright, so the movie review. Quick recap of what happened, I guess. So, you got the opening credits, the Philippines, the power plant explosion. You meet the cast. Then we go back 15 years later, back to the power plant. Muto's coming out everywhere. EMPs, Joe dies, blah, blah, blah. Hawaii, Muto at the airport, Godzilla shows up. Okay, so we know how the story went. So, for the story, I thought the story was good. I'm happy with the story. I would have liked to learn a little bit more about this Godzilla's past and history, the origins. Dr. Serizawa said that Godzilla was an alpha predator back when the Earth was young. The same for, Godzilla was an alpha predator. He lived on the surface because the Earth was very radiant then, a lot of radiation. But as the Earth grew, the radiation settled to the Earth's core, so Godzilla went to the bottom of the ocean and stayed there. That's where the radiation was the closest, you know, for him to absorb. But obviously, back in 1954, when there was atomic bomb testings on the surface, that brought Godzilla back up. There was a stronger source of radiation, so that's why he came up. So they tried to kill him in 1954 with an atomic bomb. Did that kill him? No! Of course it didn't kill him. But what happened? Where'd he go for the next 60 years? Probably, you know, just went back down to the ocean floor to relax. Maybe he absorbed all the radiation up on the surface from coming back up. So there was nothing left, so I'll go back underneath the water. Okay? So, the story was good. The Mutos, you know, were they living on the Earth too? Or were they an Earth creature? I don't know. You know, my wife thought maybe they're an alien. You know, maybe because, I mean, now they don't look very, they look very alien-like, but, you know, whatever. We'll talk about that later on. So, the Mutos, yeah, but they absorb radiation too. That's their food source, okay? What else about the story? Like I said, the story was good. I don't really have any qualms about the story. Of course, there's room for improvement. You know, they can emphasize on this, that, and the other thing. But I thought the story was pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Acting. Let me talk about the acting. Meh. The acting, I thought, could have been better. It was not horrible. It was good. It's just, you know, left a lot to be desired. First, I'm going to say, Bryan Cranston, when he was on the screen, he stole the show. You know, a lot of power in his acting. You know, I actually felt like he really gives a shit about the character that he was playing. He was putting a really strong emotional performance on for his role based off of the situation that the character, you know, went through. Who else? Ken Watanabe is Dr. Serizawa. I thought he was good. I just wish he had a little bit more dialogue, a little bit more interaction, what was going on as far as what he knows about Godzilla. Ken Watanabe was good. You know, just had a lot of subtle lines. You know, he was like a lot of prophecy, predictions. He believes that Godzilla is going to be the one to restore balance. You know, good. It was good. I think it serves its purpose. Now, Bryan Cranston, back to him. He was killed. early in the movie. Not what I thought was going to happen. I didn't think they were going to kill him. I mean, I didn't think, who knows? I just didn't think he was going to be killed off so early in the movie. But now that I'm thinking about it, what else could he have done for the story? What else could he have emphasized or added with the knowledge that he had about the EMP and his research that he was doing since the power plant exploded, so 15 years. There was not much more he really could have done. He had his research. He basically put everything that he had on the table as far as what was going on with the EMP and the vibrations and everything. Now, he just didn't know what was going on in there, but he knew something was going on, and then he picked up on the echolocation, that whatever was in there, obviously the Muto, was calling out to something else, because he said they started talking, and something responded. So, kind of bummed that they killed him off early in the movie, but I think he served his purpose and did what he could at that point. Okay? Elizabeth Olsen, she did what she was supposed to do. Caring mother, caring wife, concerned, scared, cried, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Her performance was exactly what it needed to be. I mean, did we ever really care about her? I don't know. I didn't really, whatever. She wasn't ever really concerned or I don't think she had a big impact other than supporting Aaron Taylor Johnson, kick-ass, okay? Well, now about Johnson, Taylor Johnson, whatever his name is, kick-ass. I felt his performance was weak. I don't believe that he believed in his role, okay? He kind of whined a lot. I just, he was like, dude, you're a man, be manly. Like, when he's pushing that boat at the end of the movie, he's pushing the boat off. Like, dude, come on. Sack up. Scream or something. He wasn't very powerful in his delivery of most of his scenes. But he did, it was good. It's just, I think he could have added some more oomph to what he was doing. Whatever. So the acting, let's see, the military guy, I can't remember his name. Christopher Stain, whatever. The military admiral, 2-star admiral, he did good. I liked him, and he was very believable. Confided in Dr. Serizawa a lot. And, well, the acting. Who else was acting? Acting was fine. Like I said, it was okay. It wasn't the best. Left a lot to be desired, I guess. The CGI. CGI looked great. Okay? CGI was awesome. The visuals was just amazing. There was scenes when Godzilla at the airport showed up. Awesome. The Mutos, I think, looked pretty good. Especially the scene at the power plant at Janjira. That was awesome. I think that was a great scene. That was filmed really, really well. The final battle was awesome. The way the buildings were crumbling and everything just looked really, really good. Godzilla's design. I'm a little bit all over the place, but I'm going to put the computer down in a minute. But Godzilla's design, I'm completely okay with it. One of the biggest hang-ups I had prior to the movie coming out is I said I need to connect with this Godzilla as Godzilla. So I connected. I definitely connected with him. I'm okay with the design. The feet, everybody made a big stink about the feet. You only see him 2 times in the whole movie. Once at the airport, everybody saw, and that's what got everybody up with a tough about. And you saw his feet again when he was stomping a mud hole on the giant Muto. Okay. Other than that, you didn't see the feet at all. So whatever, the hell with the feet. They still look like elephant feet, the stumpy or whatnot. But it is what it is. But that wasn't the focus of the movie. To see Godzilla's feet. Whatever. The only other thing about the design, I wish his hands were up a little bit, in the regular Godzilla posture. But it kind of seemed like he was just at his side, just hunched over. Not a big deal. No, not really. It's just, if I'm nitpicking, it's not really a big deal. Okay. Now the Mutos kind of looked like a little bit Gauss, a little bit Cloverfield-like, and they mostly resembled the bugs from Starship Troopers. But the very original design, I really dug how they walked, with their appendages and legs and limbs or whatever you want to call them. I thought that was really cool, and just how they used everything, to their advantage of their body, was made up pretty well. So Muto's pretty cool. All right, Godzilla's screen time. Now, Godzilla was never in the movie, in any Godzilla movie, a lot anyways. There are some movies where he's in there more than others, but let's look at Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah from 1991. He doesn't show up until for an hour. There's one scene where he's attacking the city, and then he has a fight with King Ghidorah, and they're out in the forest, whatever. In general, Godzilla does not have a lot of screen time ever. Okay, so for this movie specifically, I think the screen time was fine. I think it was fine. Would I have loved to see more? Yes, of course. Give me more. But I think it was fine. He showed up in Hawaii, and I'm like, as soon as he roared, cut, bam, that's it. I'm like, no! I'm like, oh, I want to see what happens. But you get a little glimpse of it on the TV screen when the kid's watching it, and you see, like, the news broadcast, and I'm like, ah! Like, it looks awesome. It looks great, they're clawing and grabbing each other. But it's what the slow build is for. The slow build, the suspense. It was a build-up for the climax, for the battle at the end. So, fast forward, they show, you see Godzilla swimming, and now the swimming looked awesome. I think that was great. It's awesome to see Godzilla swimming like that. When did he show up? So then he shows up, to San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge. I thought that scene was awesome. I love how there was no music when that attack was happening. The visuals were just great at that part of the movie. I'm just watching it in my head right now. It was really, really cool. I really liked how he grabbed the bridge, and just like kind of pulling on it. It was pretty neat, And then he just smashes right through it. Awesome, pretty cool. And then you get like your really first good glimpse of Godzilla's whole body as the camera's like panning out. You just see him just kind of just walking alongside the bridge. Really cool. So then he shows up. Get back into San Francisco, and the slow build. You get little dribs and drabs here. Gets into San Francisco, and then, like, the last half-hour film is just all-out awesomeness. The slow build, it paid off. I'm okay with the cuts, because if they gave us Godzilla right in the beginning, then, okay, we see them fight, so now we're just going to be more of the same throughout the film. So, instead of showing us stuff early in the film, and the battles with the Muto, you save it for the end, and it makes the end that much better. That fight with the Mutos was just so awesome. So I'm okay with the screen time. Of course, we want more. That's the idea. We want more. It left us wanting more. Okay? So, screen time, I'm okay. Now, the Mutos, they have more screen time than Godzilla. Alright, some of my buddies were like, oh, this should have just been called Muto featuring Godzilla. Whatever, I don't care. But the Mutos did have more screen time. Their story was a little bit more deeper than Godzilla's, and the title of the movie is Godzilla. So you would think that Godzilla will be in it more. And that's one of the hang-ups a lot of people are saying right now. Oh, Godzilla was barely in it. Godzilla was barely in it. Whatever. I think it was fine. The soundtrack. Let's talk about the soundtrack, and then I'll put the computer down. Oh, soundtrack, fighting. Yeah, soundtrack. There was nothing very memorable about the soundtrack other than the that reoccurring theme. Dun 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 dun. I dig that track. The opening credits track was pretty good. But the soundtrack helped tell the story. There was nothing. There is no Godzilla theme. By the composer Alexander Desplat, if I'm pronouncing his name right. But the soundtrack was what it was. It helped tell the story. Excuse me. But it was fine. I dug the soundtrack. I'm actually gonna. I have it. I bought it. I really like it a lot. So yeah. So overall, the movie was awesome. I've seen it 3 times. The 3rd time I saw it was at the IMAX 3D theater, and it was sold out. Yeah, it was sold out. Full house. There was 4 showings. on the third time I seen it, you know, at that IMAX, all 4 was sold out. That is great. It's just, the movie was, I want to go see it again right now. And I can't wait to get, like, the Blu-ray when that comes out, so I can, like, you know, pause things and just give them, like, a good once-over. You know, here's another thing some people were discussing, like, oh, is Godzilla a force of nature? Is he a protector? Oh, you know, how come he just didn't plow through the aircraft carrier, you know, when he was swimming, you know, to Hawaii? Well, maybe he didn't want to, maybe he just wanted to go under. Like, he didn't care. It was just like a nuisance, like, get out of my way, you know. So he swam under it. Maybe he didn't want to, you know, hit his spikes, because that could hurt. Hey, whatever. So, and then there's a scene when it's like the military are escorting Godzilla. Godzilla had no interest in the military. A, they didn't phase him anyways. B, he was focused on the Muto. So the military was just there just to, they were, you know, call it an escort. I don't know. Godzilla didn't care about the military. Another thing about the military is they can't do shit to Godzilla. You know, during the attack on the Golden Gate Bridge, they're shooting missiles and whatnot at Godzilla and just brushing them off. I said to my wife while we were watching it, and I didn't even realize what I said until after I said it. I said to her, if that was the American Godzilla, he'd be dead already. So I said that so confidently that what I saw on the screen was Godzilla. You know, it was like, I was like, wow, it's Godzilla. You know, there's no question about it that it's some other crappy incarnation from 1998, okay? So that is just dead in the water. Roland Emmerich, Dean Devlin, fuck you. You guys just had no idea what you was doing. Gareth Edwards. Thank you very much, Gareth Edwards. Thank you very much, because this is the Godzilla movie I think we deserved, and the Godzilla movie that was needed, okay? If there was a guy in a rubber suit marching around, you know, that's not what the masses need. That, you know, we don't need that. Look, believe me, I love the campiness. You know, nobody's going to argue with that. But to appeal to a wider audience, it needs to be grounded. And that's what Gareth Edwards said. It's going to be a very grounded Godzilla film. And it succeeded. Okay? You know, it was awesome. It was very, very well done. Very well done. What else can I add? Like, I'm like, there's so much to talk about, and I can't even think right now. Okay, I forgot some stuff. The atomic breath. Oh! Okay. My first thing is, I wish his atomic breath was wider. It was like a little bit more powerful. You know, it was very kind of stream-like. And it wasn't, you know, it wasn't plasmy-like. It did have an impact on the Muto when he hit it with that the first time. And this, he hit him with it twice the first 2 times. And it kind of looked like it knocked her down. But I just wish it was bigger. You know, it filled up his whole mouth. But it was good. You know, when the tail, I completely forgot about the atomic breath until it happened. So when you see that the tail start lighting up blue and working its way up his back, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. And then, bam! Hit the Muto twice. So then when he hit her again, you know, for the final blow, when he killed her, you know, just, you know, bam! Open your mouth and eat this. Kills it instantly. Awesome. Very cool. Killing the male Muto, and that was awesome. I loved how Godzilla was standing there, and Muto's flying around, and he's like, okay, I got something for you. And just rears down and back and tail swipes right into the fucking building. Awesome. Very good. Awesome. And then, alright, so then the building collapses on him. Look, Godzilla, yes, he's a monster, he's an animal, he's a beast. Everybody takes a kicking, you know. And back then, earlier in the film, when he was fighting 2 Mutos, I thought that was really awesome. I love how the female Muto body checks Godzilla. Boom, 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 and just checks him right into the freaking buildings, and Godzilla falls over. That scene looked awesome. But the Mutos were really giving Godzilla an ass kicking. You know, and you know, hey, if Godzilla would just come up here and just own both of them, well, what's the fun in that? Godzilla had to work for that victory, and man, did he earn it. So, while watching it, you know, we thought, oh, he just killed the Mutos, and he collapses back down on the ground in San Francisco. I was like, oh, he's not dead. No, come on. He's been sleeping for how long? His radiation levels are probably not at the peak at which they, hey, maybe when and if there's a sequel, maybe Godzilla will absorb more radiation, get a little more, and it'll be more powerful. So after fighting the Mutos, he was tired, so he laid down and took a nap. Hey, he's entitled to it. So, Easter eggs. Let's talk about the Easter eggs. There's 3 of them. Dutch, he informed me of the 3rd one because I couldn't think. I'm not a scientist. Monarch, moth. The 2nd one, in the classroom in the beginning of the film, where the kid's in the classroom, you can see Mothra on the wall on like some giant chart. Look, it was Mothra, okay? And then in the house, when Joe and Ford go back to the house, they're looking for the discs. They find on the fish tank it says Mothra. It was something else. I forget exactly what it really said, but Mothra was there. You've seen it. Cool little detail there. Even Manda. Was it directly Manda? No, but it was. You could look at it as a reference. When Ford he goes down to go blow up the Muto eggs. There's this Japanese dragon. You could say it was Manda. Anyway, so now I don't need to look. I don't need to give you guys a whole run through the whole movie. We've all seen it. It was awesome. Godzilla is back. The King of the Monsters is back. My grade for the movie on the A B C D F scale. A B C D E F F. Yeah. No. Shut up, Rich. What am I talking about? It can't make sense. All right. So to grade the film, a letter grade, I give it a B. B. Should give it a B. I'm just gonna give it a solid B. I hate doing the pluses and the minuses. Solid B. So, and out of a scale, let's see, I had 5 stars. I gave it a 4.25 because I felt it was a little bit higher than a 4, and I felt a 4.5 was a little too high, because it's the acting and the screen time. But you heard my point. But my biggest 3 gripes, if we're gonna call them big gripes, was the acting, killing Cranston, and killing Cranston early, and the teases. But the teases paid off. Now, those are gripes. Hey, that was a good Godzilla movie then. I really can't complain. So, that's my review. Comments, questions, likes, subscribes, whatever. Hit me up in the comment section. Check me out on Twitter, Facebook. Got Fresh Vinyl Reviews and the webpage that I'm working on. Alright, guys. Godzilla's back! Woo! Boom! Check it!